a little bit. And every time I try and mention, as we said here today, that it's a team effort, and it's not just the ones you get to see all the time. Everyone else is who makes those ones you see a lot look good. The best reason that you should have now, and the understanding I think you all have now after these last few days, is that it's not our industry-leading sound or control or art deco or the wonderful product that we picked, or even 123 years of quality and legacy that should make you want to go out and buy all the trains in this new catalog, which, again, you should do. The reason that you need to buy everything in this catalog is sitting right in front of you, and you got to meet all of them back at the office tours this week. It is that passion that this company has for the brand that is shared by all of you. And I hope that you see that now and understand that when Howard and Mike and myself, and we see them, we say, oh, you did, the kudos really go back to the team as a whole. I think you have a better idea of what that means. So I want to go through and thank everybody, especially all of those who made it a point on the tour to tell you how I've made their lives more difficult at work, which was, I think, a theme of every stop, and it was well deserved. But I am going to take a moment and thank a few of the team members here that certainly make my life a lot better. And you've met Megan, and you've met Corey, and a lot of you, I think, have hopefully had the chance to meet Sandy in your wanderings. So Megan, Corey, Sandy, they say it's trouble when you try and work with family. But it's not trouble when the people you work with become family, and that's how I feel about the team I have that works with me. They are truly special people, and you never get the credit that you should possibly get. So to them, and also I will say this too: we've been operating this department really sort of with one leg missing for many months now. So they all took on additional roles this year, additional projects. And I remember when I looked at Corey and I said, we've got a lot on your plate with Ready to Play. I'm going to give you the motorized units category because we don't usually do a whole lot in that. There's not too many projects. We'll just have the one hand car this year. And I kind of, I didn't intentionally do that to you, Corey. I just want to let you know that 1,600 project samples later, it was not intentional. But I truly appreciate all of my team and everybody at the company, but since I haven't had a chance to properly toast them yet, and I'm getting thirsty, that seems like the right excuse to pop by. All right, enough of the mushy stuff. You came here for me to sell you trains.
So we really have looked a lot at technology, innovation. I think the dancing LED lights in the boxcar is a great example of that on the set. Some of the paint finishes that we have coming out, the technology that the trains run under, continues to be a huge focus for us.
So that's what I got to do. We released about 2 weeks ago the Volume 2 2023 catalog, packed full of items, locomotives you want to buy. I want to make sure you know which ones. I will not be satisfied until your homes look like our warehouse. That's the goal here. I have one in college and one more coming up. You got to keep buying this train. It's been a long overdue locomotive. For those who know Pennsy Steam, we've brought out M1As, MTH has brought out M1Bs. So you've had sort of M1-ish engines, but there were 100 M1As, there were 200 M1s. And while the detail differences might not be major, they're major enough that Pennsy guys will certainly notice it. And so we finally are bringing a proper M1 to the market. This is one now where I will apologize to Dave. Should do that more often. But this one started off as, hey, you know what? The biggest difference between an M1A and an M1 is the steam delivery pipe down with the piston. That'd be a pretty simple tooling change. We should just go ahead and do that. Won't cost us much. I said, okay, that's how we started. And then we got the design files, and Dave and I did what we do best or worst, depending on who's looking at the budget that day. And we said, well, this could use some other changes as well. The M1A tooling's a little long in the tooth. What else can we do to this? So we gave it a facelift. We shrunk in the pilot truck. We shrunk in the pilots. All three of them that I decided to add to this. We did one of our favorite new features, which you probably noticed on some of our new runs. We took all the control switches from underneath the cab and put them up underneath the steam pan. That is a major cooling change, but once you put it on the layout, you never have to take it off. And that's a really nice feature with a die-cast steam engine that weighs 15 pounds. We came up with multiple tender variations, multiple detail packages so that we could recreate the M1 in various stages of life. And you'll see that all listed in the catalog so that you know which version is which. Dave, since we put out the catalog, we were on such a tight schedule, and now that you've seen the tours, you get a better sense of this. The designs for the M1 from the factory came about 2 days before they go to the printer date of the catalog. Our creative team is good, but there's only so much they can do, right? So we have been working on new renders. Dave has re-rendered all the locomotives, and you'll start seeing some updated images of these online with better accounts of the detail. So I would encourage you to go and check those out if you're wondering what some of the differences are between each of the various variations. Employees that were tired of watching the American flag get dirty and soiled underneath the exhaust tap. So they moved her back up to the nose where it's more prominent and easier to keep clean. I think that's a really nice nod of the employees and their patriotism in Union Pacific. And so we've done the same here. We are also starting to rerun the Norfolk Southern Heritage units. You may have noticed a couple of catalogs ago, we hit the Union Pacific Heritage engines in a rerun. It's been well over 10 years since they had been out the first time. It's now been 10 years since Norfolk Southern debuted all 20 of theirs, right down here at Spencer, on what I believe was the hottest recorded day in history of Spencer, North Carolina. For anyone who came down for that event, they still talk about it. And we figured that A, after 10 years, we had a lot of requests at the time to give these another run through, and B, since we had 20 of these to dump on you in 2012, there's a pretty good chance some of you didn't get a chance to grab all the ones you wanted back then. So we're going to make these, over the next 4 catalogs, you'll see all 20 units come back through the Lionel shop. The original actual prototypes are now going through the paint shops as we speak. So if we see any changes in the locomotives before we hit our production date, we'll make sure that we update the art on that as well. Sorry, Ted. But some little details get changed. For example, the Southern unit just got black number boards, things like that. So we'll keep an eye on that to make sure we get these as accurate as we can for you. We've also got a return of our F7 units. Like SD70s, I can probably run F7s in the catalog until my kids have taken over my position here at Lionel. And that's still not running out of paint scheme options, but we've got many in the catalog here, including finally the Santa Fe Blue Bonnets, as well as a lot of other really great color schemes. 50 several times many years ago, but it's not an SD50. We've never really had the right tooling to do it. The tooling we had a lot of issues. And so this was one project that from the beginning we said we're going to do it and do it right, and tool in a way that will give us multiple platform operation options for new locomotive models in the catalogs to come. So this is an all-new locomotive pretty much from the trucks up. It will be detailed very much to the level of our SD45s, SD40 locomotives we've been doing recently. We have the kinematic pilots. So all new tooling for the body and the cab, multiple detail packages, everything from the fans and horns on the roof down to having the right style of battery box doors on the sides of the engines, different truck options, 2 or 3 different lighting packages for the front, including high and low ditch lights. So a lot of really cool road name specific details on these locomotives, and a quality model of an engine that has not been really properly done in the gauge. So happy to see that one coming to the market, and I think a lot of you will too. That will be a fun one. This project actually started about 2 years ago in the design phase, so some of these do take a little while. With the Line Chief 2.0 technology and style. So you have the ability to run conventional, Bluetooth, or TMCC with these locomotives. Of course, we'll do an 031 curve without any problem. A variety of really great color schemes here to choose from. Die-cast locomotive, really heavy, powerful engine, great sounds, better sounds we've had in it at any point in its history. Usually you get more lighting options, though for this case we wanted to stay more true to the original, and we kept the jeweled marker lenses in the front of the engine, rather than try and light those up with LEDs. We just thought it kept that classic Lionel look the way you'd want it here. For the GP, it features a great Northern. Like we've been doing on some of our other sets, we wanted to give it a little bit of a Northwestern feel. So when you think of things like, Idaho, you think potatoes, right? So we've got the big potato sack topper carload in there. We've got an add-on pipe carload as well. Great Northern have such great color schemes that this is a natural for a ready-to-run set. And something a little bit different than the normal Penn flyers and UP flyers that we've done over the years. So really happy to see this one in the lineup. For a little bit. We've also hit the, and I hope it stays that way for a while. Believe me, I don't want to go down that train, but history, as a history guy, history is more than just battlefields and the person who sat in the Oval Office. There is a lot of great American history that still needs to be celebrated. And as we roll into 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, we're going to start changing our focus a little bit and incorporating some of those things that will continue to incorporate all of our patriotism and love of country. And there were a couple of good anniversaries this year. So we've got the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party is really to sort of get a sense of where some of that line will be going over the next few years as we get into some revolutionary era history and anniversaries. We have the anniversary here, which is a big one for us in North Carolina, obviously, 120 years of aviation with the Wright brothers. We've got the 160th anniversary of the Gettysburg Address, and Corey and I both grew up about 45 minutes from Gettysburg, so we enjoyed this one a lot. And continuing on in our Battlefield of Honor series, the Black Hawk Down Battle of Dishu boxcar. One of the more modern series we've done in that series, but a really touching one, and really happy to add that one into the lineup as well. So we're going to continue with, of course, dead presidents as they become available. I should really script these things out better. But we're also going to add in great governments from all across America's great history. Anything that's American greatness is fair game for a boxcar in the coming years. So I'm sure you'll see lots of great inventors and icons from the art and popular culture world to music and so forth. We'll be casting a broad net for anything that Michael can get us licensing rights for, and adding those in here.
A lot of good projects coming down the pipe for next year and into the following year, and your team works extremely hard. Your board of directors and the LCCA crew work extremely hard so far in advance to make sure that we are able to get you guys your product on time, to make sure you have it here for convention. And I know it's been quite a few years. I took over club stuff in 2016, and when I jumped into it, it was a really good learning experience. Really good learning experience that gave me the option to start working with people all across the nation, right, and in the industry, and it really let me grow within. But your team here in-house, your board of directors for the LCCA, they are literally planning 2, 3, sometimes even 4 years in advance.
Thanks, Brian. Pay that $20. We really are. It's an honor to get to be with you guys every year. As the audio clip said, so what's really fun, as a brand every year, we also do all hands meetings. So we get to present to our own team internally, so all 100 employees get to know where we're going. We have really fun audio clips. So the director of audio that you met, Tracy, he records fun clips and things like that, so we always kind of find ways to embed them. So we always try to have like a WWE intro to really hype it up as everybody gets up to present. So that was kind of one of my intros, but all week long, it has been an honor. Everybody has gone through it, so I'm just going to kind of show a few visuals. It truly has been very special for the entire Lionel team. We told you guys the minute you walked in the door, you saw both the racing and the train side of the business. But what's really cool is Howard mentioned, Lauren, Ryan, everybody, it truly was. Everybody left the tour saying, I want to work here. You guys are all smiles. And it is. That really is the spirit and the feeling that we all have every day coming in. But if you look at some of these photos, what really helps capture some of the essence of the tour and of the Lionel team. Some of the key stops, so you got Jadon Reese down here, 36-year Lionel veteran. Sarah, Aaron Frazier, part of the magic of it. And what's really nice is you guys ended this experience. What we're really proud of is that we not only took your photo, but at the end of the process, you guys were getting a special boxcar. And as of late this evening, actually I have 9 boxes in my car. Lauren and her team, when you guys are seeing them produced, all of Tuesday's boxcars and all of Monday's boxcars will be delivered and over at the LCCA check-in desk. So huge kudos and compliments to Lauren and her team. We know a lot of you guys have already picked them up, so it really makes it nice to kind of see those. It's a really fun collectible and a great experience to be able to sit in the CEO chair for the minute. One of the next events that not only I think was huge for all of you guys, the Lionel staff that got to attend, it's not every day you get to see the king, and he rolled out the red carpet. He took non-stop photos. So what a great experience and what a great night. And quickly to recap, Howard showed you guys that unique Richard Petty engine earlier. We're going to have sheets around. This engine is exclusive to the LCCA, so it's only available to LCCA members. So it's officially live on a private link on our website, only for LCCA members. So you guys will have the chance to have this unique, one-of-a-kind product only available to the club. The sheets are going to have a QR code, so you'll just be able to scan that with your phone, and we're going to provide that link and that information to LCCA management so they can send it out and e-blast to all of you guys. So, such a home run. Kudos to our racing team for being able to bring in Richard Petty and have him speak. And thank you to all of you that attended. Just the camaraderie, the excitement, the passion for Richard really helped make that a special event for everybody involved. So a week ago, Michael Kretschkester, our Director of Licensing, landed Bob Ross. So while we really like Bob Ross, we kind of have our own little twist. Rob Boss. Ryan Conkle's going to make some happy little trains. Truthfully, we are. So some of these IPs are fun ways. As Ryan mentioned, there's great things that we can do. We're excited to bring Bob Ross into the line and just have fun with it under the Lionel umbrella. We also talked about Megan and Corey did an amazing job showing you guys how we capitalize and leverage anniversaries as a brand. So this year's the Disney 100. Polar Express, near and dear to our heart. Polar Express is celebrating their 20th anniversary in 2024. It's hard to believe that it's been 20 years since the launch of that movie, but it's so iconic for us. Every year there's another batch of kids that ride the Polar Express train ride, or they watch the movie, and they become true train fans. 2025, Lionel turns 125 years old. This is going to be huge. We were excited. It's one of those things as a brand. You know, it's really cool. When we were talking to the Disney team and they're bragging about being 100, we're 123. So it's kind of fun to be sitting there as a really classic, iconic brand that's been around that long. Not a lot of brands can say that. So we're excited, and I think you guys are in store for some pretty amazing things going to be happening in 2025 as we look to celebrate the Lionel anniversary all year long. There's going to be a lot of new events, a lot of unique products, and some pretty special things that you're going to see happening during the course of the year that we're going to be sharing with you guys as the LCCA and our Club of Choice. And then 2026. So we'd like to look a few years out. Ryan mentioned that 250 years of America since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So another great anniversary for us to be able to continue to create great products and tell stories that tie into the Lionel brand and how we were a pretty key piece of the fabric of America on the toy touring product side to help share and celebrate the history of the United States. So with that, I just want to say thank you. We captured everything. It truly is. You guys, your passion, your excitement, what you think and how you feel about trains makes us more excited to go back and want to do a better job. It challenges us, it inspires us, it really charges the batteries for us to go back and hit the ground running to create even more great products, more catalogs, and new ideas and new improved things for on the marketing side for how we're going to connect with you and engage with you in the future. So we truly appreciate you guys being here today.